I'm Mike Bausch. I own Andolini's Worldwide, which is a restaurant group, but my program is the Unsliced restaurant system designed to help independent restaurant owners, whether they're pre-open or even like as much as me, where I have 12 stores, getting out of their own way in a multitude of ways in a very holistic fashion. Before I joined AA, I was trying to connect with my ideal client, which I didn't even know how to define it. And I wanted to do a course or something of that nature. I had done an individualized coaching program at $100 a month, and I really couldn't even sell it. And I think people didn't realize how much value I wanted to bring. But at 100, it's like, well, what am I going to get? Bro, I don't know. So by making the program and then doing authority and seeing really getting out of my own way and learning what people needed, I was therefore able to create the program that they wanted. Before that, was a little, I had everything I needed. I was just lost. I even had an audience. I just didn't know how to connect to them. The biggest shift that happened for me after I joined uh, Authority Accelerator, first and foremost, was there were several different cataclysmic epiphanies I had. One was on tech because I was very much thinking, okay, tech is the answer. Great tech stack is everything you need, and then everything else will fall into place, which I think a lot of people fall into. And I revamped my approach. I did not know how to sell. I did not expect that selling training or sales training would be a big part of this, which it absolutely is, because now at this point in the game, now that I've created this product, this is not a course company. This is a sales company. And if you don't know that, you're going to go about it like you're a marketing business or an education company, which it matters if you have a great product, but once that's done, it's done. So I didn't know how to go about that. I learned that. And then the other cataclysmic epiphany, and I say cataclysmic because my brain just could not even process, uh, which was asking questions to get the answer. And everything I had learned up to that point was because with a restaurant, you don't really like ask the customer what they want to eat. You create it and then they enjoy it and you keep the winners, remove the losers, and keep iterating. In this, it was like, well, you really want it to be great out the gate. So what do people want to learn? And the assumptions I made were 80% right, but not 100% right. And because I didn't know about the other 20%, I wasn't going to be able to sell it effectively or market it effectively. And then just seeing how the program was designed, where the deliverable of it is different than what I thought I was going to be in a studio with softbox lighting and getting my mark and scripting and teleprompter. And that's not what AA is. And it made me think, oh, wow, I'm learning all this. And it's not in this super glossy thing, which made me reframe my whole approach. So all those things started to happen right when I joined AA, and then I took the ball and ran with it hard. The wins I had by implementing the AA method right out the gate, I was successful. And it was because I fully humbled myself. Now, I people think, oh, you're a successful entrepreneur, you must have an ego. No, that's the way I got to being successful. Is I've been kicked in the gut so many times that there's no ego here. I do not care. I don't care if I look dumb. I don't care if it fails. I don't care if waste money on something on the way towards something. I have been humbled plenty that I'm like, all right, if she's done this a bunch of times, do it that way, dummy, or else you're going to screw this up. So I just followed the path. And then, I don't want to create the DM on Instagram. I just took the DM, and this is pre-AI, mind you, when I started in just right before AI started in September of 2023, coming on 2 years ago. And my life is fantastically different than it was 2 years ago now. By I set the launch for November and started direct messaging people in September, and then got my pop kind of going and had my follow-up calls to sell the program in October. But I would not have anyone to sell to if I hadn't had 50 people on Instagram to just cold direct message. And everything I was thinking in my head, I got to have a glorious website. I have to have a CRM. It all boiled down to Stripe, Instagram, Calendly, and Zoom, and nothing else. This has impacted my life in a fantastical level of ways. I believe in the concept of Ikagi, Ikagi. If you look that up, it's basically what can you get paid for? What are you good at? What does the world need? And you blend all of it together, and then you have your value in life. So you take the money out of this, take the money completely off the table. I am able to get my message out to help save hundreds of restaurants at this point that I could not do with all the frequent flyer miles in the world, let alone the time. I could do that, and I couldn't have done that otherwise. People who were lost in the sauce are not. Families that are on the brink of close won't close. People whose whole dream is wrapped into this now do not have the excuse of if I would be successful, I just knew the path. I believed I had the path. I showed it to 30 entrepreneurs with my initial launch, which was an extremely successful launch. At 3,500 bucks and getting over 30 people to do it, I was like, wow, that's 90K. Did I just make 90,000 bucks in a month? Like, and then I went to pay back all the things that I had done to build up to that point. But that's more in a month than I had done in all my book sales combined. And I have a number one Amazon best-selling book, but you make $7 to $8 a book, best case scenario. That's a lot of books you got to sell to a very, very niche audience, as opposed to getting a lot more revenue. And now it's a whole different beast. So monetarily, great. Having revenue come in, having that other part of my life is awesome. But really, the impact that I've been able to have, and I also believe it's gotten that far because I always led with impact over, hey, we need to make this much money or else I don't know if this is really worth it. Like I'm trying to, it's a side hustle to get some coin. It's never been the path. I think that's the reason why it did work as well. To anyone who's like on the fence, here's a question. Do you bet on yourself and it usually works out? That's working for you. Great. This is for you. Next, if you have a message that you do not feel your life will have made its purpose, that if you don't get it out, then this is for you. If you are someone who is looking for the path to get that message out in a program to create high ticket funnel, then again, this is the most seamless, best program there is. And also, all cards on the table. I evaluated everyone in the field. There's some people who kill it at low ticket offer. There's some people who are like, hey, done for you. You want those, great. They're not really the path for most people. Most people want a high ticket because they don't have thousands of people that need their service. If you have 50 to 150, 300, then you want to go high ticket and you want to curate your group so that you know that the people that you want to have your message have it. If that's your path, you know that you want to deliver something and you have the grit to do it, you just need the path, then this is for you. If you want to buy your way to the path, this is not for you. It's not for someone who wants to just buy it away. Like, okay, great, now you do it for me. No. And if you did do that, if you think, oh, there's companies on that'll do all my course for me, find one that's successful. Find me one that has actually just paid a group to do it for them, did little to nothing, and created. You might get a course out of it, but not one people are going to purchase money to have. So the rub is, I think what people don't realize about Authority Accelerator is it's not about building your program. It's about building your whole ecostructure around it and then how you're going to get it sold. And then once it's sold, how you're going to take the next step and the next step and the next step to making a sustainable, evergreen running business. Because there's no shortage of people that could say, hey, here's how to film something and create a course. There's almost no one who's establishing how you're going to translate that into having it be a self sustained business.